Oh,
You posted it on Twitter, right?
yeah, I have it set on a scheduled tweet. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so usually like a little
So
bit
I
like
can retweet it too.
yeah. I think it should post at like 8:05 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, people are already coming in. Hi, versus. Do. So I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes before people come in, then I'll start asking questions and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
But what's it called? I guess I'll ask how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm good. Tired. I just went and saw what's it called? Dune, the second Dune movie. It was crazy.
Yeah,
It was like almost like a 3 hour movie, but it was really fun.
wasn't good.
Yeah, it was really good. Uh, I wasn't like huge on the first one, uh, but the second one was, ugh, it was great.
Oh, the first one, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah,
It made me pretty hyped for the second part.
yeah, and it's like I think that
Um,
a lot of the first part
mm,
was just like it was like, oh, here comes what's gonna happen in the second, you know. Like I'm in the middle of reading the the Dune book, so I'm
yeah.
like halfway through it. Are you big like science fiction fan?
Um, um, yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, I like, well, not particularly like it's not one of my. Yes, I do like it. It's all right.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
I like
that's
all
cool.
kinds of stuff,
That's
but
cool.
and that would be one of them, sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you what's it called? Is there like a what you call it? Like, cause I'm a big like fantasy person. Like I love like reading like fantasy books and all that good stuff. Um, do you have like are you a big reader or anything?
No,
Mm.
not at all. Actually, I'm really bad at staying or what is it like? I have like really bad ADHD, right? So that makes
Ooh.
it very difficult to keep paying, to pay attention to the things I'm doing. And
Mm-hmm.
reading is particularly really boring to me.
Okay.
It's not that I don't enjoy it when I get into it, but you
Mm-hmm.
know, getting what is it? Just getting started is really hard. I just stop paying attention to what I'm reading. It's really weird that I'm reading and thinking about other things at the same time.
Mm.
But I often have to reread because because I'm not paying attention to what I'm reading. So I don't read books very often because of it.
I was gonna say yeah, I got ADHD too. Like and I still love reading, but at the same time I do like the exact same thing where I'm like looking at the book and like I'll be reading and then yeah, I'll do just be like, what did I just look at? And then yeah, like I have whole streams where I'll read and like I'll digest almost none of it because I'm just reading it and not like I'm just
Mm,
thinking about it or not thinking about it at the
yeah,
same time. And yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
I don't read very many books because of it. I just can't. I'd rather just watch movies.
that's cool. Ooh, do you have like a favorite movie
Favorite movie.
or like maybe genre maybe?
Never really thought about that much. It's very hard for me to answer when people ask me for my favorite something, right?
Mm,
Because um, like I like things for very many different reasons, and it's hard to pick one over the other because to me you can't really compare them because they're good for
different
different
reasons.
things, different reasons. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I just can't. I can't pick one thing over the other. I just have a lot of things that I prefer and things that I like a lot more than other things. But
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Are are there things you like kind of like gravitate more like is like I was gonna ask like when you're doing art or whatever. I know like a lot of artists friends I have like they like watch movies and they like listen to music and stuff like while they're doing it. Like I had a friend who described they watched like I think it was like Shrek the Third or some of them like they watched it like 5 times in a row while they were like animating. Is there like a meet or some kind of like that for you when you're doing your stuff?
Mm, something that I would. You mean something like I consider like a comfort
Yeah,
movie or something like that?
like something you put in the background when you're just kind of doing whatever.
Hmm, mm, not that I know of. No, actually.
Oh wow.
I'm more of a music person. I just put music on in the background if I want to try and focus on something. Because if I put it, especially because of when I'm drawing, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm drawing, I cannot be paying attention to anything other than what I'm doing. Otherwise, I lose my concentration,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Oh,
it
that's
bugs
true.
me when I have to get in the groove all over again. So I can't really be putting on videos or
Mm-hmm.
movies because it'll draw my attention away from what I'm doing.
That's true. That's like the ADHD thing. It's like once you get into something, and if something interrupts, you just
Yeah,
at
it's
least
just really annoying
yeah
to get back in the groove to,
yeah.
try and just get back into it. It takes effort. I
Mm-hmm.
need to stay in the rhythm, otherwise it's just it's hard,
Yeah.
essentially.
Are you self taught when it comes to your art?
It was art.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the most part.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
I did
cool.
take some classes in college, but
Ooh.
nothing that really greatly improves my skill. It's mostly took up some classes on how to use Adobe software and a little bit of f- what is it called? Life drawing,
Hmm.
where you draw models, like live models
Oh,
right
that's
then and
cool.
there. And you draw them as realistically as you can. That's the only thing that kind of helped me
Hmm.
improve a little bit. But for the most part, I mean, it was only one semester.
Oh, wow.
So for the most part, yeah, I was self-taught.
Oh, there's people in chat saying hello. Oh, someone called you a Fortnite gamer, Sarah.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
it's true, whenever I see you stream, I like pop in. You are playing Fortnite. I only just got recently into Fortnite. Uh, what's it called? Only because of I saw that Lego thing was coming out, and I was like,
Like Fortnite, yeah.
yeah, but I still haven't played it yet. I've only I've only played the regular one. Um, Catbird says they've heard horror stories about drawing classes. Is what? Do you have any horror stories on your end?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, in just one semester, not very much happened. So no, I don't think
Oh.
so. Not really.
Mm,
I didn't really, like I said, it was only one semester, so can't really expect much to happen in one semester. It went pretty smoothly.
that's true. What was Can you divide like the main thing you were studying then at a college, or because it sounds like
Well, I didn't actually go to college, but I did take classes in college,
oh you took
as in I
classes.
wasn't going for a degree or anything. I was just,
Ooh.
I just thought, I'd go and take some classes to
Hmm.
see if it can help me for fun, just to learn.
Oh, for fun. Oh, that's cool. I like learning for
Yeah,
the sake
I
of learning is
paid for
pretty
it.
cool.
I paid for it out of pocket, so
Ooh.
I thought it would be interesting to see if maybe anything they offer could help me improve, and it did. The life drawing classes do really help you improve how to break down characters into
Mm.
shapes and stuff to make them easier to draw.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So like more like classical kind of like training sort of stuff. Or,
I mean, it's more like they teach you the very essentials
oh,
to the
like the
drawing
basics.
techniques that a lot of professionals use.
Hmm.
Normally, when you want to get into like animation school and stuff, right, or you want to get into the animation industry,
Mm-hmm.
life drawing is one of those very essential classes that they make you take, and they make you take many of them over the course of your animation program. So, over the course of, I don't know, however many semesters the program requires, you'll probably take three or four of
Mm-hmm.
those classes.
Wow, it's interesting. Were you like looking to get into like the industry, or are you just like
was
Mm-hmm.
kind of, I was really interested in getting into it until I found out how much money it would cost to
Mm.
to get into a proper animation school, and then you're just like, this is, I don't think this is possible. I don't think I want to be in debt for that long.
Oh God,
So I'm just like,
I feel that.
maybe I'll try and learn on my own, and we'll see.
That's cool. Do you have like a kind of like project that you want to do in animation, like a specific idea?
Um, I mean, I don't really do animation at this moment. I was mostly learning the essential, the same things that they need to learn to
Mm-hmm.
get into it. So right now,
Uh,
I do want to play around with it, and I have done some animation a little bit,
mm-hmm.
but um, I feel like I still have a lot to learn because you do need to learn quite a lot
Mm-hmm.
to be an effective animator, even a decent one. How to draw static images before you start making them move. Otherwise, they're going to turn out all wonky and weird.
Mm. Hmm. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I was to say I don't know the first thing about kind of like that sort of stuff. I think it's super interesting to hear about for like different
Yeah.
people's perspectives and all that.
Right.
Do let's see. I was kind of curious too because all since I've known you, you've always been portrayed as a cat. I was curious if you had any other animal that you would portray yourself as. What would that be?
Um, hmm. I don't know. I mean, that's not really up to me to say. What do people think I would be
Oh,
a good fit for?
hmm.
Ooh, what kind of animal? Right. I have no idea. I don't know. I've just always been cat. So, um, it's hard because sometimes you need an outsider's perspective to. I feel like the other people would have a better idea on what
mm,
what I would be than me. I can say that I'm whatever animal or whatever.
mm-hmm.
But I would rather hear it from other people.
That's interesting. Uh, let's see.
I can't too.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say yeah, Cat 2 the sequel. Um, are there other than like drawing and like I know you said you were kind of getting into a little bit of like animation stuff. Is there any other like art mediums that you're into doing?
Other art mediums, other than digital art.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done some traditional art a little bit, played around with it. I'm not very good at it. And it is almost like two different skills. Almost a lot of the things you learn do transfer over to the other, but
Mm.
um, with traditional drawing, particularly, you need to be a little more. You need to be more careful with. Otherwise, you start making mistakes, right? You need to
Yeah.
erase all that stuff. And when you get so used to drawing digitally, you get used to using the undo
Mm-hmm.
cues, and that really
Um,
does hurt your ability to draw efficiently, right? So so when I try drawing on traditionally on paper, I feel like I make a lot of I let myself make a lot of mistakes
mm-hmm.
because I'm so used to easily undoing them, but you can't do that on paper.
Yeah.
So,
So there's no Control
uh,
Z in traditional.
yeah. So it's you need to learn to be a little more disciplined, to be more careful with your next stroke. Otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
you'll have to erase on paper. You can't be erasing all the time on paper. You're gonna ruin
Yeah.
the drawing. So
Or like go through the paper with the eraser. Or,
yeah.
um, so taking those classes, those college classes in art, it like helped you kind of learn the essentials, like the basics. Did that affect like your creative process at all? Like when it comes to like um beginning?
Um, After I took the classes.
Yeah.
It did help me improve. It didn't change much. I sort of already did a similar process before I started learning over in the college classes. But it did help me learn a lot of things I probably couldn't have figured out on my own
Mm-hmm.
or helped improve certain techniques I was already doing, make them better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it did help a lot. It didn't change how I draw, and just helped mostly improve my own technique.
Hmm. Or like make it like
You know
yeah,
what I
like
mean?
more efficient and stuff.
Yeah, things
Mm.
that accelerated the learning process because I probably would have eventually figured it out on my own, but it was very helpful.
That's cool.
You know, it's better than having to figure that stuff out on your own over the course of years. Just get it over with in
Mm-hmm.
a couple classes, you know.
um, let's see. Do you go through Oh, I know. I think every artist probably goes through art block, but do you go through art block like often at all?
Yeah, I do actually. I kind of feel like I'm going through that right now, actually.
Oh, really?
um, haven't been drawing that much, but I don't know if it's considered art block or if it's because um, I have a lot of things going on. I've been very busy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Especially with the merch stuff that I've been doing recently.
Oh yeah.
It's kept me very busy and haven't had too much time to draw, and then I have to do the stream stuff too. And really lately, the only time I've ever had, the only available time I've had was during streams when I doodle on
Mm-hmm.
stream. But yeah, I have, yeah, I've gone through art block plenty of times, and it sucks. It makes you feel like you forgot how to draw,
Really?
pretty much. Yeah, like you just can't come up with anything to draw,
How do you?
and it becomes very frustrating.
Oh, I
Mm.
bet. Yeah. How do you get yourself out of it? Or is it just time, or do you like look at stuff to inspire you, or?
I feel like that's a very,
Well, sorry.
a very, what is it like? Almost a question, the answer, a solution. Everyone wants to figure out how to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows how to get out of art block. It's pretty much. It's it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for every person, it's a unique solution because art block is caused by many different things. It's not the same issue for everyone. It could be,
Mm.
I don't know, depression or people going through stuff at home or I don't know, something else bugging them. And, for each individual person requires a unique solution,
Hmm. That's a good point.
which is why it's very difficult to give people advice on how to get out of it because it's likely not going to work with them because they have a unique problem that is causing art block.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's it called? Yeah. Let's see. I had what's it called when you mentioned merch before? Because I was looking at your your Twitter. I remember when you came up with the or came out with the plushie before, and then you have all
Yeah,
this like this other cool merch stuff that immediately sold out. It seems like, which is pretty cool.
yeah.
Uh,
Within like 24 hours, I was surprised
that's
that
crazy.
people wanted the keychains. I didn't think people were that interested in them, actually.
Mm,
No, and it's pretty cool.
that
No,
that is
I thought it
cool.
was neat.
Is that like a super like I mean, you said you were super busy doing that, all that sort of stuff. So like, because I saw you were like signing like prints and stuff like that too. Like
Yeah, they were bundled with the keychains.
oh the
So,
key.
you know, I bundled them with the stickers and the keychains too. I don't know. I feel like it's easier to ship out that way if I just gave people a bunch of stuff rather than just shipping out a single keychain.
Oh
It
yeah.
would be expensive for them to ship out. It would probably cost the same as it would cost me to just ship all of it in a single package.
Hmm.
So,
Wait, so you were
I
doing
don't
all the
know.
shipping yourself?
Yeah, and
Oh,
I packaged them and everything myself.
wow.
I printed them out myself. The stickers and the keychains were made by a company and sent them out to me. But yeah, the prints I made on myself and I packaged everything.
Mm-hmm.
myself, and I print out the labels, and I have to drop off 100 of them. And
Whoa.
yeah.
Were you getting like weird looks at the post office or whatever?
No. Um, there are certain facilities, certain post offices that do allow you to drop off bulk packages, because
Oh, nice.
there's a lot of businesses that run from their houses, from the owners' houses, right? So
True.
um, they do let you bring bulk amounts of packages and just drop them off at certain post offices, not all of them,
Mm-hmm.
because they need to be prepped for that kind of thing. So yeah.
That's cool. Random thought. Do you ever collaborate with other artists? Just as I just thought of that real quick.
Um, it depends on what you mean by collaboration,
Like
like in terms of streaming or like
uh
artwork.
yeah, streaming artwork, any other thing.
I mean, artwork, not really. I haven't really asked very many people
Mm-hmm.
if they want to like collaborate, because I don't know what the benefits of it really are, other than bonding, friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here, you do the line art, I do the color. Um, but to be honest, I don't really have that many artist friends to to do
Alright.
that sort of thing with, other than maybe a couple. But yeah, and in terms of streaming, obviously, I have my friend Barry come over to my stream quite a lot,
Mm-hmm.
almost every week. So
That's
I
cool.
suppose you can call that collaboration, because she is an artist too. So, and she'll draw on stream too. And well, we haven't done that in a while, but I suppose you can consider that a collaboration.
That's cool.
And I don't know what else really. Um, oh, and all I can think of in terms of collaboration. I haven't really been online as an artist, or present
Mm-hmm.
or established as an artist online for all that long, really. It's more of a more recent thing for me.
Oh, really?
So my presence online as an artist hasn't really been for that long. I started back in like 2020, right after the pandemic. So which isn't really that long to really get your name out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, maybe that's a lie. I did build my following quite a lot since then, but
Oh,
but
yeah.
yeah, given my nature, that I'm not very chatty. I don't really make that many friends, other than the people that just gravitate towards me over time.
Mm-hmm.
And so because of that, I haven't really become good friends with a lot of artists. Most of my friends are non-artists.
Mm-hmm.
And so I haven't really found that many people to collaborate with. But it's not a sad thing or anything. It's just a thing.
Yeah, just a circumstantial kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because I remember when I found you. I just found you randomly. When I was just like looking at streamers and stuff like that, and then
Oh, did you?
what was it?
No, I was just saying, did you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and then when I joined, I joined your Discord server and what they called, and then we have the joke of every time I show up,
Yeah, you
I
get eaten.
yeah, I time it because you're so fast. Usually, it's like milliseconds.
I used to, at least. Lately, I haven't been paying too much attention to my server, but yeah, whenever I am there and
Mm-hmm.
you happen to pop up, yeah.
That's always funny.
Hash browns are delicious. I don't know, you can't buy them from
Yeah,
McDonald's anymore because they're so expensive there now.
are they? I haven't gotten
It used
breakfast at
to be a
McDonald's.
dollar for one hash brown at McDonald's, and McDonald's has like the best hash browns too, by the way. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I mention it. But they're like something like $2 and something cents nowadays, which is crazy for a single hash
For
brown.
a single one, yeah. I don't know. I go to like a gas station and they're like $1 there still. I didn't really. God, I know McDonald's have been going up with their prices, but that's crazy. Uh,
Yeah, everywhere really.
oh, hype in chat says McDonald's hash
Everything is
browns are
so
like three
expensive.
dollars. Where he's at?
$3 for
Eh,
a single hash brown.
that's
That's
nuts.
crazy.
Ugh. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten breakfast at McDonald's in I don't know how long. But
I love McDonald's breakfast. It's so nostalgic for me because my grandparents used to take me there all the time, and
Ooh.
now that I make my own money, I'm like, I don't want to spend money, so I don't. It's not very often unless I really need to. Like, I'm in a hurry, so just go grab some breakfast real quick and that sort of thing.
Hmm. Is it? Do you have like a go-to order when you go?
Um, either the either the McGriddles because I
Yes.
love them. It's like a whole It's like all of breakfast in a single sandwich, right?
Oh, I was hoping you would say that.
Or and then there is also the McMuffins. You know, I love McDonald's breakfast
Oh,
sandwiches.
yeah. And or the McGriddle is like the that's like my favorite breakfast. I haven't gotten it in I don't know how long, but that's like oh, very good.
No,
Yeah. Have you seen what McDonald's is doing though recently? With like they're doing like an anime thing, like
I
uh
saw something like that.
the
Um,
Wick Donald's. I got it a couple times because I was curious.
I haven't been there in a while, so I don't know exactly what's about, but I've seen like ads and stuff
Yeah.
with like Japanese writing on it, and I'm like, what's that about?
Mm-hmm. The only
Yeah.
thing that I know that's different is they came out with like a sauce, and I don't know if you've what they called when because BTS had their own meal a while ago, and I got that, but the only thing was like sauce, and the sauce that the Wick Donald's thing is like pretty much the exact same thing as the BTS sauce.
McDonald's.
Yeah,
Why do
Wick
they call
Donald.
it McDonald's?
I think because that's like a joke in a lot of anime where like
Oh, that's true when they flip over the M to
yeah,
just to avoid any like copyright stuff,
copyright,
right?
yeah. I
Yeah.
think I think at least the one I think of the anime is that like that might have popularized it. I don't know if that's true, but the one I remember seeing it first in is the devil's a part timer, where like
I think I remember that. I
where
didn't watch that anime, but
mm,
uh the devil gets a job at a
mm-hmm.
McDonald's essentially, right? That's
Yeah,
what it's about.
yeah, and I think it's called
Yeah.
Wick Donald's in that world. Oh.
That's funny.
Speaking of, are you
Yeah.
are you a big anime watcher?
I watch anime. Yeah. Most of what I watch now is anime because I'm out of everything else to
Mm-hmm.
watch. I watch all kinds of stuff, not just anime. But lately I have been on a big anime kick because there's just so much of it to watch and a lot of good ones out there.
Ooh,
So
what you been watching?
been watching a few of them. Mm.
So what you been watching?
Which ones am I watching?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Been watching Free Run. Because everyone's watching that. It's a
Mm.
really good one. What else? Been watching Solo Leveling. That's another good one that's going on right
Oh
now.
yeah.
Shangri-La Frontier.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? For now, that's about everything. Jujutsu Kaisen, but obviously the season's over.
Mm-hmm.
What else have I been watching? It's pretty much it for now.
Have you seen because everyone around me has been watching Dungeon Meshi or something like that. I forget exactly what it's called. Uh,
Dungeon what?
Dungeon Meshi, I think it's called. I might be saying it wrong,
That
but
one I don't know.
let me make sure I'm saying
Mm.
that right. Yeah, Meshi. Um, yeah, I watched like the first couple of episodes of it. It's like essentially like these adventures like in a dungeon type thing, and they're going through it, and like like discovering that they can like eat
Oh,
the
the one on
monsters.
Netflix.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching that one too.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it's pretty good. It's not as good as people are hyping it up to be, but it's
Ooh,
entertaining.
ooh. What's it? I know everyone I've been watching or everyone I've been talking to has been saying it's like the best thing ever. But I
I don't
kind of
understand what they mean because it's entertaining, but I wouldn't say it's like plot thick or anything.
oh
It's just
yeah.
a thing. It's fun to watch
It's like
for
it.
sure.
I'm only on like episode 3, but it's like it seems like yeah, it follows the formula of like oh they're in an area. Oh, monster shows up. Oh, kill it,
Yeah.
and now cook it. You know, and then.
It's one of those that every episode is a new thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really continuous other than the main plot being they're out to go get her
Yeah,
sister,
get the
his
sister.
sister
Yeah.
all over. But other than that, every episode is a new little adventure.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So yeah, you mentioned Jujutsu Kaisen. That reminds me, I gotta watch the rest of that. I only got, I think, like halfway through the second season, and
Oh,
I don't know. I do this weird thing with like animes all the time, where I get mostly through a show, or like not actually not just anime. I do that with like most things. I get mostly through a thing, and then like I'll stop like at the like last maybe episode or two episodes, and then I'll just like be like, okay, I'm gonna watch the rest of this later, and then like never touch it again.
and you forget about it.
Yeah, and then it's like sitting, essentially like sitting on the shelf, well, of my mind, I guess, and I'm just looking at it like I'll get to it someday. Uh,
You really should catch up with it.
yeah,
It's really good. It gets better. You said you're only halfway through it, right?
yeah, halfway through like the second season, I think I got through
Okay.
like when it does like the flashbacky type stuff with Gojo and oh god, I forgot his name, the bad guy. I forgot his name. Um,
There are several of them. Yeah, several bad
I
guys.
mean,
um,
uh,
oh, mm,
crap, what was his name?
oh,
Uh,
there are a lot of bad guys. What does he look like?
the guy that's like his like he was like his best friend back then.
Oh, what's his name? I forget his name too.
He's got like now he's got like stitches on his forehead. Uh,
Yeah, his dead
Ghetto,
friend,
Ghetto.
essentially. In Ghetto. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's his name.
I know. I got like spoiled. Like I don't want to talk about spoilers, but I got spoiled on something with Jujutsu Kaisen. That's like
Mhm.
kind of insane. Uh, I just thought about that, and oh, I wish I could forget. Apparently, a plot point in that show. But,
It doesn't matter. You should keep watching it because
oh
it's
yeah,
not just the plot stuff. The animation and the fights
oh yeah, it's
and all
nuts.
that stuff is really fun to watch.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Matt, or was it Mappa? That's the studio that did the animation.
I have no idea.
Map. I think it's Mappa. Choo choo.
Possibly.
Da.
Mappa Studios. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
What's it called?
Yeah,
Yeah, those um that studio has been like pumping out stuff for like the last couple
yeah.
years like
Looks like they
crazy.
worked on new Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan,
Mm.
Chainsaw Man too.
Oh yeah, Chainsaw Man. Ooh. Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of good ones.
Yeah. I know they go crazy. It's like what's it called? When I looked it up though, I saw an article. Was it alarming conditions at Mappa Studios exposed? Whoa.
Mm.
Voicing their grief.
I feel like that's every anime studio, to be honest. They get worked hard over there.
Yeah, that's true. Well, do you know what was that one? There's an anime studio that got like hit with an earthquake or like caught on fire or something. I forget what that was.
Um,
Let
it
me,
sounds vaguely familiar.
yeah, yeah. Let me look that up. Burned down. Oh, Kyoto Animation. It was an arson. Oh God. Uh, that's crazy. Let me see. Mappa. I'm reading the chat. Mappa makes good animations, but they completely overwork their animators, even by industry standard. Oh, so even like they're all like over there, they're already overworked. I mean, hold on, just over there, but
Mm.
but then they take it more. That's crazy. Is that the one where some dude trapped people in the office and then lit it on fire? Yeah, I think that's the one. Or Sleepard. How do you say it?
I
Anyways.
don't know too much about that one. I know there's something similar that happened years ago to another one, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
this guy just went crazy and, you know,
That's
just
nuts.
killed a lot of people in the studio. That was years and years ago, though.
Mm.
I don't know if it's the same one, um, the same situation, or was this more recent?
This one. Let me see. This happened, I think, within the last couple of years. Do, do, do. Let me see. 45. 2019. That's when it was.
Oh, so then it might have been that one. Yeah, could have been the same one I'm thinking of then.
Oh my god. Whoa.
Yeah.
A court in Japan has sentenced a man to death after he was convicted of murdering 36 people. Holy sh! I,
That sounds crazy.
that's nuts. I didn't realize people like. Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. That was a while back. But yeah, I remember reading about it and the whole everyone was paying attention to that. It's
Mm,
really sad, but yeah.
yeah. Oh boy. sorry, sorry, I'm just reading this article. It's crazy. I didn't realize that people like. I heard about the that it was burned down. I didn't really. That maybe people died, but I didn't. Oh, oh God.
It's crazy. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. I have. Let's see. What other questions did I have for you? Yeah. I have some questions that I did answer, or I asked my other artist friends in the last episode. So if
Mhm.
anyone's here from that one, uh, shush. I want to hear what Rolo has to say. um.
Okay.
So do you think, um, obviously you had to work hard to get to your like level of art. I don't know how to phrase that, but let me redo that actually.
Mm,
A lot of people assume that artists are just kind of born with the innate talent to just
no.
create art, and I hear a lot of people be like, oh, this person's super talented, I wish I could do what they do. um but do you feel like sometimes when people say stuff similar to that, do they kind of disregard like the hard work that you've put into your stuff, like
Um,
maybe not
a little bit.
intentionally?
Yeah. A little. I feel like a lot of people don't think about, they think about where an artist is now, but never think about what it took to get there, you
Mm-hmm.
know. A lot of people often think that they were just born with this knack to draw,
Mm-hmm.
but they weren't. Nobody was. Something got them into drawing, and they just kept at it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they got better and better over time. Um, but I have talked about something similar in my server quite a few times to several people who were
Mm-hmm.
struggling with, you know, being demotivated because they weren't good right now,
Mm-hmm.
ac- according to what they were saying. And I have to constantly remind them, like, this is exactly what we all went through as artists, growing up and becoming what we are now, and learning as much as we did. This is exactly what what we were going through, and
Mm-hmm.
mentally, and I just have to remind them that, just keep at it. Stop comparing yourself to other people, because you should know that you're not going to be there for a while, and it's how it was for them too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not a race either. So, just because someone who is younger than you is better than you at something
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that it's that you should stop and say, "Oh, it's not worth it," because someone who's much younger than I am is like 10 times better than I am. And everyone starts at different points in their lives. I started really late personally. There are a lot of artists who were like almost they're like prodigies at the age of like 14 years old that draw way way better than I do,
mm-hmm.
and that's because they got a head start. I didn't start drawing at least more seriously, and I didn't learn to draw more digitally until, I don't know, until I was like 19 years old,
Mm-hmm.
18. I didn't draw very much at all before that.
Really?
And then yeah, and then there's a lot of younger artists who keep telling me they're like underage, right? They're like, I don't know, 14, 15 years old, saying stuff like I'm never gonna be good at this. I'm getting too old for this. Like, no, you're
Getting too
15 years
old.
old. You're not getting too old for this. I didn't start until I was older than you, and
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't matter how old you are, even if you're older than that, even if you're already like 20 older, it doesn't matter how old you
Yeah.
are.
Well, you could be 80,
You know,
probably start.
if there's something you want to learn to do, then do it. And if age is stopping you, then I just have to say that if you don't start now, you're gonna regret it when you get older. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a super good way of thinking about it. Uh,
Yeah, you're.
what?
Hmm?
Oh, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say more on that?
Oh, nothing. I'm just like,
Oh,
no, you're always you're gonna get older and keep getting older, and then when you're older and you never did the thing, you're gonna be like, wow, I was much younger back then. I should have done it back then, and I didn't do it. You're gonna regret it.
that's true. Did
So if there's something you want to learn to do, you know, do it before your older self says, I'm disappointed in you.
gosh. Um, yeah. So you said you started like 18. What got you into that? Did you just like have a desire to do it, and you're just like, Screw it, let's go." You know?
Too much time,
Oh, too much time. Oh.
essentially. Yeah. Oh, I
um.
didn't have a job yet.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
um, fresh out of high school. So, um, I used to help family out here and there with
Mm-hmm.
family business, and that's where I spent my time. And then after a while, I guess things weren't going so well in terms of business, so I had more time in my hands. And well, it's not that they weren't going well; they just didn't need me as much.
I see.
But like, I had a lot of time, and I spent it doing just doodling a lot on paper, and then met several people in art communities. That's when I started exploring the online art communities because they weren't a thing for me back then.
Hmm.
And like, it got me interested in starting to draw digitally more and more.
That's super
And I
cool.
found it very fascinating to be able to draw with many different, digital tools that let me do all kinds of stuff. And I learned more and more. And then I
Mm-hmm.
started posting this stuff online, and people were encouraging, and I just kept doing it from there.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, because you said you didn't start like posting stuff until like what 2020. You said like after the pandemic.
I did. I used to way back then when I just
Oh.
started. Um, but I stopped after a while because it was on DeviantArt. It wasn't really a good
Oh,
place to.
okay.
Uh, then after a while, I took a really long art hiatus, and then I one day I decided to, I don't know, just start posting my art again and see what happens.
That's cool. Was there? Because I mean, not to be like, oh, you have such a big following, blah, 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 but like, I mean, you do. Uh, you have a good following. Was there like a set like a certain art piece that kind of like shot you off into that, or like got you a lot of attention,
Um,
or is it just
I don't
like
think so.
it was just like a one
Not
thing
that I
after
know
another?
of.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That is the case for a lot of people where a certain art piece will put them on their radar,
Uh huh.
right?
And then a
And
bunch of
from
people.
there, they start getting more and more followers. But for me, not that I know of.
Interesting. So it was just like it was like
I just kept
big build.
posting. For me, it wasn't one of those. Because a lot of artists are like, I need to make things that I know people are gonna like.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I just kept drawing. I just post whatever I want.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
cool.
care how much attention it's gonna get. Um, and people were just liking the things I was drawing, and I started building a following from that. And it's still how it is now. I don't post things because I don't draw things for the attention. I draw
Mm-hmm.
because I want to. I want to.
That's cool. That's a super good place to be. I feel like yeah, that's like a big
Yeah.
pressure on a lot of people. It's like oh, I like what you're saying. Like oh, I
They
should
get so
draw.
easily demotivated when one of their drawings does not get that much attention. And it's, yeah, a lot of times it's either they blame it on the algorithm,
Mm-hmm.
um, but a lot of times I feel like it's not even that. It's more their heart is not in the right place, so they're not making coherent artwork, in my opinion.
Um.
They're not really putting their all into it. I feel like
Uh.
they're just putting things together for, let's see if this gets a lot of attention.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
often it doesn't work.
So they're not creating art for the sake of just art. They're creating it just so they
A
can.
lot of people do that, and
Mm,
they so used to it that when something doesn't turn out the way they wanted to in terms of like the amount of likes it got and all that stuff, they get incredibly demotivated to where they just don't want to draw anymore.
hmm.
And I think that's unhealthy. And there's
Yeah.
lots of people going around saying stuff like it's okay to want attention. Like, yeah, it is. But don't make it your entire source of validation
Mm-hmm.
because that will, it's like, it will make that, how would you put this? You're setting yourself up to get so easily demotivated when it comes to wanting to draw. If that's your entire reason to why you draw, you're gonna have a hard time surviving in
Yeah.
social media
Yeah.
because you need to be able to get back up if something doesn't work out. Either that or not care if it doesn't get that much attention. Because well, if you get demotivated, then I guess that it's gonna end up hurting your art career quite a
Yeah.
lot.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I never really thought of it like that, because I guess, I mean, I'm not an artist, but and then again, I've never tried. Like I've never actually sat down and be like,
You're
let's
a
learn.
creator. You can be considered. It goes for any more than just artists. Creators in
Oh well,
general.
yeah, yeah.
YouTubers go through the same thing too.
Mm-hmm. I say yeah. It's like I guess with me at least, yeah, with creating, like, because I'm not super huge, but then again, I don't really care. Like I'm just doing this because I enjoy it. Um,
Yeah.
like I chose to be a hash brown on the internet.
All right. You
you
made
know,
the very first ever hash sona on the
yeah,
internet.
hash. I like how you referred to it as a hash soda. That's pretty good. Um, yeah, I mean the story, because people ask me all the time, and it's always like it's either one, like they ask it in two different ways. They ask, "Oh, hash brown, that's funny. Like what made you choose that?" Or why are you a hash brown?
It's
Uh,
so funny. The other day, this morning actually, I was just browsing Twitter and I came across a VTuber who was literally a talking
uh,
bong.
bong. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Um, and it's the most unique thing ever. It's just funny how people, it doesn't have to be a person. It
Hmm.
can be things too in general. Just make it interesting or
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. I think what's it called? Because I got a lot of, or not a lot of it, but I got some messages from people being like, um like, why are you in the VTuber community? Like you're not even like an anime person or whatever. And I'm like, I don't think you
Who
gotta
says that?
be. Well, I
If
got,
people actually say that,
yeah,
that's messed up.
yeah. I mean, it's fine.
Uh,
Like it's just
mm.
Twitter people. They those
I think it's just people on Twitter just trying to get on other people's nerves. You know how they
yeah.
are. They don't actually believe what they say. They just do it to piss people off,
Hmm.
essentially. So, um, I wouldn't pay any mind to it. I think they're just purposely trying to hurt your feelings.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. What's it called? I
You know
don't.
how Twitter is and people on Twitter.
Yeah, I would say what's it called? I don't have a huge what's it called thing, but I've gotten, not like a lot, but like a fair share. So, but it's like at that at the same time, I'm like, whatever. People on the internet. It's like
Yeah.
I doubt these people would say these things, you know, directly to my face. Everyone behind the screen is always a big tough guy.
All
Whoa.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
um, I was gonna ask you too. Did you do your model yourself that you're using right now?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
It was another artist who goes by the name of
Ooh.
what was his name? Jacob Jacob Overick, something like that. He's pretty popular on Twitter. He does really good work. Um, he also worked on several like games. He
Ooh.
worked for a pretty big company. And did a lot of models for what is it, the Spiral trilogy, and
Whoa.
also the Crash Bandicoot games, the newer ones.
That's so cool. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan
And
of like Spyro and Crash a lot.
yeah.
Whoa.
And yeah. He made it for me and had someone else rig it because he doesn't do any rigging.
Mm-hmm.
And now I get to use it for VTubing.
Yay.
It sat for like an entire year or more
Wow,
before
really?
I started using it.
That's cool though. It's very what's it called? I don't know if the right word is expressive, I guess.
Expressive.
Like
And I'm working on making it more expressive.
like the
Right now, it
way,
doesn't do much. Mm.
I mean, at least like the way the eyes like move around and stuff like that. Like I remember, like before we started, and when you said you were gonna go do something, and like your character was just sitting there, and it seemed like the eyes just kind of move on their own. Seems like.
No.
Oh, they don't.
Oh, it blinks on its own.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah.
it blinks on its own, but the eyes actually are tracking my real eyes.
That's cool.
So when I look to the side, I'm actually looking at the chat over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it tracks my eyes.
That's so neat.
I wanted to track my mouth movements better, and more eyebrow stuff. I want to make it more expressive.
Hmm. That's cool.
I'm working on that.
Well, thank you for the hydrate, Reap. I will do that. uh,
Yeah.
that's super cool though. Would you have any desire of like doing your own model, or is that like I feel like
My
that's a
own.
very involved
I mean,
process.
I paid a decent amount of money for this one, so I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
um, um, because yeah, they do a lot of. You can commission them for cheaper, but if you want to use it for commercial purposes, they do
Hmm.
charge you more. So, and then I have to pay for the rigging on top of the model. But
Hmm.
I like their work and I like how it turned out, so I'm gonna keep using it.
Yeah, it looks great.
I don't know how to use 3D modeling software, so
Mm.
I think maybe in the future I'll give it a try, but I'm gonna be using this one for quite a while, I think. Maybe even improve it here and there a little bit. And
Ooh,
yeah, I like it.
that's cool. Um, you said you don't use like 3D like you don't even like use like Blender or anything for stuff.
No,
Oh.
I don't. I know how to play with it a little bit, but
Mm.
and I have tried learning it by doing that stupid the donut tutorial that everyone's doing.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't finish it though, and I by now I forgot how to do everything on it.
Yeah, I was about to say yeah. Like
But
I downloaded Blender, and I'm literally like staring at it right now, like the icon, and like I've opened it once, and like I literally tried to do the uh the donut thing, and I don't know, my brain, like I look at all the like the icons and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my god, where do I start? You know?
it's a really long tutorial, so
Mm-hmm.
you can feel a bit daunting, huh? Like, okay, there's so much to do, so many things to learn,
Mm-hmm.
and after you're done with it, that isn't even everything.
Yeah. When you did the switch over from like traditional art to like digital, was that like a big learning curve to learn all those stuff?
No,
Oh, really?
no, not really. Well, I started simple with a program. You've probably heard of it. It's really popular. A paint tool site. It's very easy to learn how to use.
Mm-hmm.
I think challenge, um, the biggest challenge, transitioning from from paper to digital was learning how to draw on a tablet, on a screenless tablet.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have a traditional drawing tablet that doesn't have a screen on it, then you have to look up
Oh yeah.
at the screen while you're drawing. That has a little bit of a learning curve, but um, it's so long as you keep going at it, you'll learn it
Mm-hmm.
eventually. Right? It doesn't take that much to get used to it, but it was very difficult the first time I tried.
Mm-hmm.
but you get used to it. It's worth it.
Ah, that's super cool. Um, okay, I had this question too. I asked this to the last artists I asked. What are your feelings on AI art?
Thing I are feel like it's a very complicated, very
Yeah.
a lot of people won't listen to you just because you said AI, and um, it depends on how you look at it. Um, a lot of the art is obviously trained is created from trained models, that use real artwork from other artists, and that's the reason why so many people are against it. And
Hmm.
I mean, I don't like that either. That my art would be used to train someone's AI model,
Yeah, that's true.
but I don't think AI is going to go away anytime soon or ever.
Yeah,
AI
probably
is
not.
here to stay forever. No matter, it doesn't matter what you do. I know a lot of artists are finding it really hard, but I am certain that fight is going to be lost. Um,
Yeah.
the best you could, I feel like the one thing we can do is learn to adapt it in ways to where it doesn't interfere with your learning as an
Hmm.
artist. I don't think real artists are ever going to lose their position on this world in terms of like whether or not people are going to appreciate their art, because people can tell the difference between well, they can't. People prefer things that are handmade over things that were made artificially when it comes to anything really. I
Hmm.
feel like people appreciate handmade things more, and that includes art, um, any kind of art. Um,
Yeah.
and I feel like the best thing you could do instead of outright rejecting AI is to use it yourself to learn, to make it your own, to improve yourself. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, that's because that's
And
all I was gonna ask too. Is like, do you think it has like a place in the world? Like, because I know like what you said, like AI art's probably. I mean, it's here to stay. I mean, with all the, like it seems like it's getting better every time.
yeah,
Every time you look, like with the what's it called, Sora, the like
the
it.
video AI video generator, yeah,
Yeah, that's nuts. Like,
it is. But I think that to make something that is good from AI,
mhm,
at least something that is industry worthy, right, to be used in the industry, it's still going to need to it's still going to require someone who knows what they're doing, because it won't make anyone an artist, a good artist.
mhm,
You can pump out a picture that looks like it's well made, but is it actually a good picture? Right.
yeah,
In the same way, you can buy a very expensive camera, but that will not make you a good photographer. You
true.
know what I mean? Or a good cinematographer or whatever. Um, it's still going to require someone who is involved in art and knows what they're doing to make something that actually looks worthy to be used in the industry, in the movie industry, or anything really.
Hmm.
So, in the hands of an artist, AI, yeah, AI, anything AI made is going to turn out better in the hands of an actual artist compared to any other regular person,
Hmm.
because they know what they're doing.
That's
You know what
true.
I mean?
And plus, yeah, you look at some AI art, like it's some of it's really easy to tell, when you look at it. I mean, other than the basic, like you look at something and it's like that doesn't look right. Like I always notice AR
Yeah.
AI art. Sorry,
Eh, yeah.
um, with like hands and stuff like that, they're always messed up, and it's like that's
Not
like a good.
always. I feel like they're getting better at that.
Oh,
In
are they?
just a year, things have improved a lot in terms of like
Oh,
AI. But there are models that are made specifically to fix hands in a picture.
oh, really?
Yeah, and like I said, there is some that you can't tell is AI, but um, without to the untrained eye,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell what is and isn't AI just by looking at it for at least a few seconds or something.
Mm.
A lot of people can't, but I feel like those imperfections are gonna be get they're gonna be fixed. You're not gonna be able to tell in a year or two from now,
Oh
because
man,
in just 1 year things with AI have changed a lot.
yeah, that's nuts.
So give it another year or two, and I bet you won't be able to tell, no matter who it is, whether you have a trained eye or not. You're not gonna be able to tell if it's
Yeah,
AI or not.
that's crazy. That's crazy to think about, like how fast things are advancing. I wonder if it's ever gonna get to a point where AI is like can like instead of taking other, what's it called, artistry and using incorporating that into their thing. I wonder if there's gonna be AI where it could just think on its own and be like, okay, here's my idea, and I'm actually gonna make it. I wonder if that's gonna be a thing.
Um, I don't know. I don't think so. No, I feel like you can't even, what we have now, you can't even call it artificial intelligence because it's not intelligent at all. It doesn't think for itself.
That's
It's
true.
just using a process. What's it called? It's a neural network, which is not really intelligence. It's just a sort of mimicking how we perceive things, um, but it doesn't think for itself.
Hmm.
None of it does. No AI, or what we call AI, it's just machine learning. It's not artificial intelligence. So I don't think anytime soon we'll ever get to a point where something can create, artificial something artificial create something without input from a human.
Interesting.
So I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, afraid of AI taking my place because it still needs to make something good. You still need to know what you're doing, even with AI.
That's true.
I don't know if that makes sense or not,
I think I get what
but
you're saying.
yeah, yeah. It needs input from someone who knows how to make something good.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. That's interesting.
X says, I don't know if you know X. He's another really good artist. What he's saying, I like to think that there's going to be a bubble that pops where companies realize it's not as immediately lucrative at the moment.
Uh, yeah.
Maybe in the future, but right now it needs a ton of data. Some areas just don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and it's not perfect. And again, like I said, if you need an AI to make something for you that's worthy of industry, it's still going to require someone who knows what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and another artist that knows how to make something, you know,
Mm-hmm.
how to materialize a good idea.
Training data. Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah. Because there is one thing that artists can do that AI, no matter what, an AI artist using prompts, AI artists, quote unquote, never get their idea to look exactly how they envisioned it versus artists. They could. You draw it exactly as I thought of it in my head, but for a lot of AI artists, they're constantly inputting more and more prompts to make it look closer and closer to what they had in their mind, but it almost never is going to look exactly the way they want it to.
That's true.
You have to try over and over with new images, generate new images until you get something close
Yeah.
to what you wanted.
As in, right, like a prompt that's like the length of a
Yeah.
novel, so you can get what you want.
And
Um.
the other thing too is that AI art cannot be copyrighted, right?
Oh.
So I feel like by law, it cannot be copyrighted. So I feel like that's another thing that's going to keep real artists in keep their foot in the door in the industry is that these bigger companies that commission artists to make things for them, they need to be able to copyright that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? Otherwise, people can steal the content, and they don't want that,
Yeah.
right? You don't want your your movie that uses AI to be infringed, right? So they want to be able to use copyrighted material, all of it in whatever it is they're making, right?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, their movie or whatever content they're making is in danger of being stolen. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's one thing that's at least keeping artists afloat for now. Hopefully, things stay that way and that protect human artwork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Varys brought up the Did you see about the Glasgow Willy Wonka event? Uh. Thing.
Yeah. The one that uses the AI generated art everywhere.
Yeah, an
Yeah,
AI generated
the
like
mess.
script or whatever. The that randomly brought in, I forget what it was called. It was like a some kind of demon man that like pops up behind a mirror or whatever.
Yeah,
Uh
yeah.
God, that whole event was great.
It
Like
was a mess, but it became an internet sensation.
yeah, like
So it
that
was successful in its own way, but probably not in the way they intended it to. Actually, I don't think they were ever intending for it to be successful. It was just a scam
yeah.
the whole time.
And especially like you go like I was watching videos of like the people going into like a big empty like building essentially with like a couple of like Willy Wonka kind of stuff in it. Um and then that one picture of the like I think it was like a woman dressed as like a Oompa Loompa standing at it like a it almost looked like a chemistry set or something. Like
Yeah,
I see
I
that
saw that.
I see that picture like everywhere. Like someone recreated it in like Animal Crossing. Uh
Yeah, I saw that too. That
yeah.
was funny.
Yeah.
It was just a mess of an event, but it became a sensation, and
Mhm.
it's funny.
Yeah.
Of course it did. It's so bad that it's popular.
Yeah. I know it's just what's it called? I don't think they even made any money from that either. I think they like literally like had to like refund everybody too, which is good, I guess.
Maybe.
Like
I didn't look too much into the whole story. I just know what the site looked like.
mhm.
You know, um, it was mediocre, but in a hilarious way too. It's
Yeah.
like their effort is so bad that it's funny.
Yeah. I wonder what the thought process was behind that. Like just who was like, yeah, I'm gonna make a like a Willy Wonka event and it's all gonna be Chat
I
GPT
think
script,
it was meant to be a scam from the very beginning, in my opinion. It was one of those,
like quick
make a
cash
quick
grab.
buck things. Like let's use AI to make all the art,
Mm,
and it was a scam. It was a scam. Someone was just trying to make a quick buck.
yeah. Ugh. Speaking of scams, what's it called? Do you ever because I feel like whenever I mention art on Twitter, like whenever I'm like, oh, like I want some, I'm looking for an artist to get stuff done, you know, um, and then I get flooded with the art bots, in my in my
Yeah.
DMs and in the comments and stuff like that. Uh, do you ever get those yourself? Like when you're just like you just post something and then you're like and then like just get
If
flooded
you're
with like,
asking for something, you're asking for bots. Yeah.
okay, all right,
I've done that a couple times, asking like, hey, does anyone know how to rig a model, a 3D model? Because I had no idea where to start looking.
mm-hmm.
And I was getting a lot of bots answering, because I don't know if they just look for keywords or something, but they're obviously out to scam people
Yeah,
to give them their money and not do the work. That's very normal on Twitter.
yeah, I,
It's better not to just tweet it out because you are going to get swarmed with bots saying, I can do it and all this stuff, but it's really just a bot looking for keywords and trying to scam people.
yeah. That's what I like. Those what's it called? I saw somebody post like because I guess if you're looking for art and then like someone's like if you're looking for like crypto information and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
somebody put all those like certain like keywords together in one post and just to see what would happen and they like were it was like someone opened the floodgates of bots for them. It was insane. Um but yeah, I still get those like randomly like they even find me on Discord super randomly like and they all start like off the same like, oh, hey, you looking for an artist? I'm like, no, no thanks.
This is why I never advertise my Discord on Twitter. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff flooding my server.
That's true.
And random people just looking to cause trouble.
Yeah.
I put a link, basically a dividing wall, which is you have to put extra effort to get into my server, which means clicking on a link
Mm-hmm.
and waiting for that server link to come up in my stream. So that means you need to watch it at least for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, background noises.
That's okay.
um, and yeah, people need to at least watch my stream for a little bit and wait for the link to join to come up, and that keeps a lot of people away.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah, because when I first joined your server, I didn't even I didn't even think about that. Maybe yeah, I must have seen the link pop up then. Maybe
Yeah.
that. Huh.
Um, because people just looking to start trouble.
Yeah.
They're not gonna go through the trouble of waiting and all this stuff just to mess with a server. And so
Yeah.
far, because of it, things have been pretty chill on the server. We haven't really had any problematic people other than maybe one or two over the last couple of years.
That's good.
Going on, how long has it been? Has it been 3 years now, almost
Oh
two
boy.
years, something like that? It's been pretty chill so far.
That reminds me actually. Someone formerly from your server messaged me one time uh saying that they were banned.
Is it, I think I know who it is.
Names. I won't say their name, but it starts with an A. Uh I don't know.
Yeah, I know who it is.
Okay.
They were
Yeah.
messaging all kinds of people.
Yeah. I don't know why they messaged me like I could do anything about it. like
No, they were just reaching out to all kinds of people on the
oh,
server.
okay.
Because I guess they were upset for being banned, but
Mhm.
um, they had it coming. We talked to them many times about the issues that they
Mhm.
were causing, and it was going on for months and months. And finally, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this. We tried talking to them.
Mhm.
We tried, you know, nicely to like, hey, don't do that.
hey, stop.
Eventually, it got on all the mods' nerves, and then we started getting complaints from other people on the server. So
Wow.
you know what? I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this. I have other things going on, so let's just kick them out, and that's it.
Yeah, and like they like messaged me at first, and at first I didn't recognize them, and like I was just like, who is this person like randomly? And then they asked me like, oh, you're part of Rolo server, and I was like, oh yeah, and then they're like, oh yeah, I was banned from it. I was like, oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
don't know why they were going to all kinds of people and asking them, or I don't know what their intention was
yeah,
going to all kinds of people from the server, other members, but yeah,
what's it called? Yeah, and I asked them, I'm like, why? And then they gave me the reason, and I'm not gonna say why. And then I was
yeah,
like, oh, and then I just blocked. I was like, yeah,
yeah.
I'm not gonna deal with that. Nope, no, thank you.
Yeah, it was starting to become a genuine problem in the server. So we figured, we did our
Boy.
due diligence trying to help them for months and months, and they didn't listen, so we kicked them
Mm-hmm.
out.
Well, I mean, there's only so much you can do, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Mm,
I said I've yet to experience any problem people in mine. Like, but then again, I only have like 30 people in mine. But it's the only thing I've gotten is like I've gotten one person that was like, I mean they were obviously a bot and they were advertising like, oh, I can help you organize the server. I'm like, what? Like I have, I mean at that point I had like two channels in my thing, just like general and voice, you know. Uh,
yeah,
but I don't know. It's interesting.
pretty chill in there.
Yeah, we're it's a little community, but we're close knit, you know.
It'll go. Just give it a little bit of time.
Yeah, I was like, me personally, I'm not too worried about numbers. I don't really care, you know. Like as long as I'm having fun doing what I'm doing, you
Yeah, that's
know.
the other thing too. You gotta have fun and don't make it
Yeah,
all work or anything for me too. I want to make my stream. I want to be able to enjoy what I'm doing on stream. Otherwise, it's gonna become work, right? It's
yeah.
gonna feel like work, and I don't want it to be that.
Mhm,
So far, my streams are a thing I look forward to. I guess doing just hang out
mhm.
and interact with the community and make it fun for me too. Because if I'm having fun, then chances are I can be more entertaining.
Yeah.
More interesting to listen to, and if because laughing and having fun is contagious, other people
Mhm,
feel that those positive vibes, right?
mhm.
And it makes the stream more interesting, in my opinion. At least that's what I feel when I watch other streamers too.
Yeah.
Um, if you're having fun, then everyone else is gonna have fun too.
What's it called? Yeah, because a lot of time, like when I watch your stream, because usually I'll come in and I'll say hi, you know, and then I'll lurk for most of the time. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's been it's been pretty. I like your vibe. You're a very chill person. I like watching your stuff.
Sometimes I'm afraid that I'm not interesting enough.
Oh, you're interesting.
Like I'm boring people because I don't talk very much. I'm not screaming like some of these other people are
Mm-hmm.
super energetic. And no, I grew up a very quiet person,
Mm-hmm.
so um, I'm just chill. Just chilling with people. It's my thing.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, what's it called? Uh, I'm definitely like. I mean, I get that a little bit. I'm like when I'm not streaming, I literally don't speak to anybody. So I kind
Oh
of get it. Yeah, like
no,
I mean, other than like in my server, like we'll be doing voice calls and stuff like that, but like and hanging out for a bit. But yeah, I mean, like I'm a pretty just like what's the word? Oh my god, I forgot the word. I almost said inconvenience, but that's not the right word. Introvert. There we go. Introverted.
there we go.
Yeah. Oh god.
I am too. I mean, obviously, but
Mhm.
it doesn't mean I can't be chatty every now and then. It does
Yeah.
use up my social battery quite quickly, though. But
Mhm.
you know, um, I can often spend a little time just being a little more chatty than I usually am. I'm not as chatty as I seem to be in my streams. I
Yeah.
feel like I have to push myself a little bit, but it's not
I
a
feel
bad
that.
thing every now and then. It's good to get out and socialize a little bit. It's good for you. So
Yeah.
it's one of the reasons why I stream, because I feel like I need to go and talk to people. Level my head with other people every now and then.
Mhm. Yeah, I can understand that. I got a lot of the reason why I started streaming is because I got like social anxiety, and I have like a hard time like talking to people. But and I figured like, hey, if I stream, maybe I'll get better at that, and I
And
believe I
it
have.
helps.
Yeah.
It helps really get you out there, at least more confident to talk with people.
Yeah.
Um, it's helped me. I feel
Yeah.
be more chatty, more interactive with other
Mhm.
people. Just talk more. It's good for you.
Yeah.
Socializing is good for you. People who have social anxiety have it because they lack social skills.
Mhm.
And it makes it a bit daunting to them because they don't know what to expect, right? But with experience, you become more confident
Yeah.
in speaking to people, right? Um, and it's helped me quite a lot too. Um, so if you have social anxiety, it's because some people who have it just have trouble stepping out of their comfort zone, and they
Mhm.
kind of stay that way. And experience
Yeah.
is the best thing that'll help you get over it. Really. I'm still not very chatty, but that's not because I'm afraid to speak to people. It's because I'm just like that by nature.
Yeah. I get
I
you.
was never a very chatty person. I used to have a lot of social anxiety for sure, but um, getting a job and then
Mhm.
interacting with all these people streaming, it's helped me a lot to speak my mind, and into crowds or other people in general, just
Mhm.
around groups and so on. It's good for you. Socializing is good for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Humans by nature are a social animal. You know what's it called? That's why
Yeah.
like people literally go crazy like when they're by themselves for too long.
Yeah,
Um.
they overthink. You
Mhm.
need to level your head with other people. You need to know that what you're thinking is whether it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because some people will not look for other people's opinions because other people might have experience in a certain subject, right? And if they don't ask for their opinion or level with them, they start going off into all these weird ideas, and
Mhm.
they go crazy. Essentially, it's not good for you to avoid people.
Yeah. That's true. I think it's also good to, like what you're saying, like thinking your own like basically stuck in your own head. It's like basically like your own echo chamber. I think it's good to
Yeah,
like
pretty
go out
much.
and hear other people's thoughts on things because I know like sometimes like you get so into your own head about like I don't know a certain thing and then you think it's like this thing is this way and yeah that's all it is and then you talk to somebody else who has a different opinion and you're like oh yeah okay never mind I
This
see what
is
you mean.
exactly what's going on with what is it, like different political parties and different
Mm-hmm.
people. It's because they stay in that echo chamber because they're so comfortable right there, right?
Yeah.
So they don't learn about different cultures and other things, and it causes them to have like skewed ideas of what something is or what people believe in or something, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they don't learn about the world, and so they stay stuck in their own ways. And yeah, this is an issue not just with people who don't socialize, but groups of people and that refuse to engage with, communities outside of their own.
Mm-hmm.
So they become afraid, right? They become afraid of them, and it becomes a problem. This is why things are so divided all over the world.
Yeah. I said, yeah, it's been it'd be really nice if humans could just like like talk to each other and be like, "Oh, okay, I see where you're coming from. I don't really agree, but I see what you're saying, you know." But
Yeah.
I think ever since like
Mm,
I forget who said it, but ever since there have been humans, it's been like, "Hey, you're not me. Fuck you," you know.
yeah, exactly. Uh, like I said, it's good to socialize and get out of your comfort zone,
Mhm.
even if it's uncomfortable. It's always a bad thing to stay within your you don't grow as a person. You don't learn about the world. You don't learn much.
Mhm.
It's good to do it every now and then.
Yeah. That's how I feel like typically like with your community, it's typically or like it's different from what I'm used to a lot of the time, you know. Like uh and I I like going in and seeing what you guys like post art, you know, and stuff like that. I think it's super cool. Um and like you guys have like whenever I pop in, you guys are always very welcoming to me. So, it's very
Yeah,
nice.
just be positive.
Yeah.
Be chill, supportive.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Those are all good things. No one's better than the other person,
Mhm.
and none of that. It doesn't matter what skill you have. You should post your artwork. Even if it's just a doodle that you did on a piece of paper.
Mhm.
Just post it. Don't be afraid. No one's gonna grill you over it. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Also, hi son, thank you for the raid. How was your stream? uh, but yeah, it's super cool to like that's what I was saying before. I like to like get into different communities and see what um like artist communities and all that sort of stuff. Just to get like different perspectives, like what you were saying on stuff. I like it.
Yeah.
Um,
It's fun. Talking about it.
yeah, because everyone has what's it called different. Obviously, everyone has different brains.
Yeah.
No one thinks the same about everything. I like hanging. Oh, I like hanging around the server a lot. Very cool creatures. What the? That's cool.
The vibes around the community are excellent. It's a
Yeah.
pretty unique place. What exactly is unique about it, though?
Oh, I mean,
uh, mm,
what's it called? I mean, it's just what's it called? Unique for me. Like, I guess it's just different from typically. I don't know. I don't know what
from
the.
other servers, I
Yeah,
guess.
I
So
guess like the vibe is great. Sometimes I'll join a server like just like randomly and be like, oh, what's this community like? And the vibes will be like very like, uh, you know, like
very serious,
yeah, very
and it
serious.
feels like there's too many. That's kind of what I wanted my server to be by design. Is I don't want it to feel constricting with, you know, way too many rules and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do this, don't do that. I trust that people are gonna behave because no one wants to be an asshole on purpose.
Yeah.
Um, I trust that people are gonna join and not cause trouble. So I don't want to make them feel like, oh, you can't do this because the rule says you can. Like, no, you should not do it because it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's wrong to do that, so don't do it. I don't have rules other than just don't be an asshole. It's all I need to say. And
Yeah.
it's worked out really well so far. I mean, we haven't had any problematic people other than just a couple
Mm-hmm.
over the last few years. Unfortunately, we weren't able to help one of them. But We tried, yeah, but I feel like that's very good compared to other servers.
Oh yeah.
People get kicked out and all that stuff a lot, and I don't want them to feel like, oh, there's a lot of rules. It's a very serious space here, and you can't let loose. And I just trust people that they're gonna be nice to each other because
That's good.
people don't want to be mean to each other. Nobody
Yeah.
does, unless they're looking for trouble. But like I said, people aren't gonna go out of their way to click through links and watch my stream just to
Mm-hmm.
cause trouble because that's too much work for them.
Yeah, I think yeah, those type of people they want like they just want to be quick about it and have a reaction and then move on to the next whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it's cool. I say yeah, I'm the same with my server too. Like literally, like I mean, I do specify some rules, but like my thing says like to make it short, don't be an ass, but
Basically.
uh
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
just trust people that they're not going to be assholes to each other, and
Mhm.
it turns out, at least in my experience, it's kind of true. People aren't being dicks to each other, so
Mhm.
it's working out fine.
That's good. Do, 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 do. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else. I forgot what. Oh, blah 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 blah. It doesn't feel corporate. I love that. That's good.
Nah,
Uh,
that's what I didn't want. What I didn't want it to feel like. I didn't want it to feel like it was a professional space where we have all the rules that every other server has that are
yeah.
worded the same way so professionally, and I didn't want it to feel like that. And it just I don't like that. I
Mhm.
want it to feel chill. I want it to feel like people are free to do what they want, but also trust that they're not being,
You know.
mean to each other, and it's working out really well.
That's good. Ro- they say you're a good influence.
I guess. So, I'm just being trying to be a decent person is all.
Huh,
Not trying to be like nice or anything because anyone's telling me to be nice. I'm
mhm.
doing it because I want to.
That's good.
And I feel like other people should too.
Yeah.
The world sucks already enough as it is.
Yeah. Why be
Why be
mean?
mean to each other?
Yeah. That's true. I say yeah. You've always been super nice to me. I say I super appreciate that. So I always like interacting with you. It's very fun.
I don't want people to be afraid to talk to me. And I've
Yeah.
talked about this in my stream quite a lot. I'm not the kind of person that would say like, "Oh, you're not worthy of speaking to me. You don't have any what is it? You're not significant enough of an
Mhm.
influencer or content creator or anything, so you're not worth speaking to." And like I said earlier, most of my friends are non-artists, and
mhm.
it's not an issue. I'm just a person like that. I just
Yeah.
do something. I just draw. It's the only difference.
yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't want people to treat me like I'm anything special. I don't want to be put on a pedestal or anything like that. I
Mhm.
I just want to be treated like any other regular person.
That's good.
Yeah, because then I feel like I wouldn't fit in if I was being treated special.
Mhm. Yeah. So I've definitely seen some creators before where it's like they have that like you're the ant beneath my boot, kind of like sort of thing. Like don't
Yeah,
talk to me.
even if they don't say it outright, you kind of get those vibes from them, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, a
Because
little bit.
they are kind of treating you that way, just more with just the way they act around you. Essentially, they treat you differently, and you can kind of tell too.
hmm Although thankfully I've dealt with a lot more nice people than I have mean. So it's been great.
And
But,
that's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
When did you start? Did you start streaming around the same time as you started like doing like posting art, or was that just like a separate
Um,
thing?
Streaming became a regular thing for me. When was it? It started early 2022, I
Hmm.
think.
So I got
I
like
think.
two ish
And
years after.
Yeah. Um, then I took a really long hiatus after half a year of doing it after 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
um, actually more than yeah for like an entire year after I stopped streaming for like an entire year, and I didn't start back up until middle of last year,
Mm.
and kind of kept it consistent ever since then. I want to make it more of a thing. Um, I want to see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
The whole streaming thing. It's fun too. I enjoy doing it.
Oh yeah. What's the? Because I was looking back on your just your Twitter, just you know, um, and I do watch your streams, but I don't remember you drunkenly laughing at the letter E. What's the story behind
Oh,
that?
oh, I think that was the first time I got drunk on stream.
Oh
I
really?
did it for that very reason. I'm
Oh,
like, I'm gonna drink on stream. Let's see what happens. And so I did.
that's
Right.
funny.
And I
E.
started giggling at just all kinds of different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I remember I think someone posted a meme that had the letter E. It was I think it was what was
I
it?
think I
It was
might.
you know which meme, right?
Is it the one with like Lord Farquaad, but it has Markiplier's
Yes.
face? E.
I remembered it and I started cracking up so much, and then I couldn't stop laughing and people started posting the letter E and I just kept laughing on and
E.
on, and
So
and
now people in chat are
I don't
putting
know
E.
why that meme was so funny to me. It was just
Yeah.
hilarious. And then it just became a joke, and yeah, I thought I'd draw it, and so I did.
That's funny. Uh, what else was I was gonna add? Uh,
Uncle Ron. There was
Uncle.
that other thing too. You probably don't remember that, but there was one
Uh,
stream where I didn't know what to draw. Like I had no idea what I was gonna draw, and so I started drawing like foods and stuff, and
oh,
gave
food.
them names and faces, and named one of them Uncle Ron,
What kind of food
and
was
it
Uncle
sounded
Ron?
gross. Hmm?
What
I
kind
have
of
no
food?
idea.
Oh, really?
I think it was like a hot dog or something.
Magnum? Who's Magnum?
Um, Magnum. It's another character. Because I was drawing foods and giving them. Right, I was drawing like an imaginary food family.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And one of them was like corn, and I think
Magnum.
Magnum was like a cucumber or something.
Oh, I get it. I get it. I don't
Yeah.
get it. No, I'm just kidding.
And I
That's funny.
was as I was drawing them, I was just cracking up so much. It was so random.
Ron was a chicken leg with the bone sticking out of the front. What the
Yeah.
heck?
I can show you
Oh
here.
yeah,
Let me
yeah.
find it.
Okay,
um,
that's really funny.
Give me
Uh,
1 sec. Let me see if I can find it. Hopefully I didn't delete it because it was so stupid, but here, I'll send it to you.
okay. Oh, I'm excited to see this.
And there it is.
Hey, let me see. Do 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 do. Messages. Oh, what the heck? I really like. I
Yeah.
really like Uncle Ron. That's really funny. Uh, Jose. What's that? Who's that? The top left. What's that saying? Oh, Lewis
Ooh, um,
or
yeah, Lewis.
Louis. Louis. I thought
Lewis.
I thought that was the L and the U. I thought that was a W together. Or
No, I was just
I was like, who's Wiss?
cracking up so much, I think.
Cobb.
Couldn't draw.
That's really funny. Uh, do you
Yeah.
do you have like a like when you're doodling, other than like your own character or maybe food people? Do you have like a go-to like doodle thing that you kind of do?
If I don't know what to draw,
Yeah,
or what do you mean?
yeah. Like
Um,
you're just like I'm just gonna doodle whatever, and here it is. You know.
Normally I just draw. uh, my Sona, but
Mm-hmm.
that that's really it. I just
Hmm.
if I'm ever bored and have no idea what to draw, normally I'll just draw different expressions or things that I'm feeling and
Mm.
try to put them down on paper or like draw an expression that I'm feeling in real life and draw it in person or just draw it essentially.
Hmm.
Just draw it. I
That's
don't
cool.
I don't have a particular character that I choose to that I default to. It's always just other than obviously Riley my Sona, but
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, and just it's all I mean, if you look at my doodle page, it's literally all the
Yeah.
same characters, so
Yeah.
that's what I default to drawing.
I said that's true. Yeah. So you refer to it as a sona, right? Like, because I just been
Yeah,
saying, oh, your
yeah.
character or whatever. Your sona is referred to. It's Riley or
Riley, yeah. Rello is a nickname
Rolo
for
is a nick.
for
Oh.
it was actually a nickname given to me by a friend a long time ago.
Oh.
They
Okay.
used to they used to always just call me Riley, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at one point she was just kind of contorting my name. She was just saying Rolo instead of
Rolo.
Riley, and it kind of stuck because she always just kept calling me that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started using it myself, and it's funny that a character has a nickname when Sona's name is already sort of
Mm-hmm.
an online alias, which can also be a nickname, but it's a nickname for a nickname.
That's funny. Do you have a preference on what people call it, like, or does it matter? Like,
Not really.
okay,
No. Most people call me Rolo.
okay, cool.
But my closer friends call me Riley.
Mm.
It doesn't matter to me, really.
Okay. Uh, Peggy the corn dog. Yeah. Um. Okay. So I'm still looking at this picture. It's really funny. Uh, what was I gonna say? Oh God, I'm blanking on what I was about to say. Oh, oh God, my brain shut off.
And you just went blank.
Yeah, I just got like I like flashbanged myself somehow, but without the
Yeah,
flashbang.
you just lose your train of thought, right? And that
Mm-hmm.
happens to me sometimes when I'm just like talking. And then if I pause for a moment, everything just kind
Yeah.
of escapes me all of a sudden. Like, wait, what were we talking about?
Yeah. Do you think that's an ADHD thing?
I think it is, yeah,
Hmm.
actually.
I was
It's
about to
a
say.
ADHD thing. You just kind of forget in the moment, right then and there, just out of nowhere.
Or like yeah, like
Yeah.
walk into a room like intending to do something, and then you're like, wait, why am I here? Like,
Yeah.
and then walk back into the other room and be like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that happens to me. Or like I'll go to the next room and grab something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking over there, not really thinking about what I'm doing. And so like say I went to go grab a water bottle,
Uh huh.
but instead I grabbed something else that wasn't what I wanted. Like I'll grab I don't know, a cup or something like because I'm just letting my body do its thing autonomously, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and then I return to my room and like, wait, I didn't need a cup.
Wait a minute.
I wanted water or something, a water bottle,
Yeah.
and it's funny.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Where what's it called? Yeah, I'll go into the room, forget what I'm doing, and then go back and be like, well, I guess I'll remember later, and I'll remember right when I sit back down, and then I'm just mad at myself because I'm just like, ugh, God, I gotta get back
Yeah,
up, and then the process might start all over again where I forget again. I'm like, God damn, okay, well,
yeah. 'Cause you just keep. It's like you set your mind to a task, but when you're performing that task, you're not thinking about it, and you forget what that task was until you
mm-hmm.
get back to, the room where you made the decision to go do the thing.
Do the thing.
It's weird. Yeah.
I do the thing a lot with like I have to have like set like places where I put important things like my wallet and my keys. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'll just
It
like,
has to be in a certain pocket always,
mm-hmm.
right?
Oh, yep, yep, and
Because
then
if it's accidentally in a different pocket, you freak out like, wait,
yeah,
I forgot something. I forgot
yeah,
my phone.
I do that all
Oh
the time.
God. And
Yeah.
you freak out and like, oh, it's in this pocket actually.
Mm-hmm. Like that's such like when I'm not working, I don't. I mean, I wear like either track pants or like gym shorts or whatever, and those don't have like back pockets usually. Um, but when I work, I have to wear like regular pants, and like I'll put my wallet in my back pant or my back pants, my back pocket. and I'll be so used to like not putting my wallet there that like I'll go to like because I work in a grocery store. I'll go like for lunch. I'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna buy like a sandwich, and then I'll get all the way to the checkout. They'll scan it, and then like I'll check my front pocket for the wallet, and be like, oh, like where? Uh,
Yeah.
oh God! And then I
Yeah,
just
but mean you freak out at the cashiers, right?
mm,
And your face goes red and all that. It's happened
mm-hmm.
so many times.
Yeah. But one thing I do, and like it's like not very good, is with my keys, is that if I come home from the store or something, and I have like stuff in my hands, and I'll unlock the door with the keys, I'll like put bring stuff all my stuff in, and then I will accidentally leave my keys in the door still, and like I'll just completely forget
Oh,
about it. And then my keys will just be hanging in like my front door out into the world, you know, and like
I
I've
left keys in the. Oh, sorry, I'll let you finish.
like I've done it to where I've literally left it like overnight, my keys in the door, and like I'll wake up and I'll be like, "Where's my keys at?" And then what's it called? I'll just be like, "No way!" And then I check the front door. I'm like, "Fuck!" I'm like, "Okay, that could have been bad." Uh, what
Yeah,
were you gonna say?
I've left a couple times, and I left the car keys in the ignition
Oh,
several times. And the
mm.
funny thing was, or the messed up part is that it wasn't even my car. I was
Oh,
borrowing it.
oh man,
um, and I did that because the car I was borrowing did not have a key fob, and I was so used to using one, right?
that's true.
um,
Yeah.
and so I left it in the, yeah. Um, it's not an issue for me now because, well, the car that I drive now is, I don't have to pull my keys out of my pocket
Hmm.
ever. It just you press the start button and it starts.
Yeah, that's how my car.
But the car I was borrowing, um, didn't. I was just so used to it already. It's such a convenient thing.
Yeah,
But
it is.
I left the the keys in the ignition because I got so used to never turning the key on an ignition on a car anymore.
Mm. I'm
But yeah, that was a big mistake, and the car could have easily been stolen. Yeah.
yeah. Was it like left in there for a long while or?
Several times. Yeah.
Oof. But I get what you said.
Thankfully, I live in a neighborhood that doesn't really, that it's not an issue. I
Oh,
mean,
that's good.
eventually, someone probably would steal it if you left it there long enough for days or something. Someone might notice, but
Hmm.
overnight, it's not an issue. I mean, it's a pretty safe neighborhood,
Oh,
so
that's good.
I wasn't super shocked or anything, but it
But
has happened.
yeah, that's good at least. I have with my car because it's similar to where I have the key fob where I don't even have to take them out of my pocket. Um, like even like locking the car door, like I just have to like boop the handle and it locks. Um,
Yeah.
but with my older car, I still have my old car that takes like regular ignition, and there's been plenty of times where I've like booped the handle and assumed that it locked and it didn't, and I always thought I lived in a safer neighborhood than I did, but recent or not too recently, it was like a couple months ago. The my older car got broken into. Um,
Oh.
yeah, like overnight, and like it was funny because I was awake during it too. I heard noises outside, and I was like, "Huh, wonder what that is." And I just didn't go out and look, and then I went out the next morning to go to work, and I drove like I was about to drive past my old car, and I just saw that the door was open, and then I kept this
Oh.
this Halloween decoration that I really liked in the car for some reason. It was like this little pumpkin man that you could put like candy into, and I was like, man, I like this. Uh, and its head was broken on the ground, and I was like, no, I spent like $10
Someone
for
just like killed your little thing.
yeah, like I don't get because I don't like that car contains like because I do like handyman kind of work on the side, like I do,
Mm.
just like little jobs just to make extra money, and so I keep like a bunch of my tools in there, and they could have easily like gotten to the trunk and stolen them, but the only thing they really did was, yeah, break my pumpkin man and steal this like little plastic part in the car that doesn't really have like any like I don't know why they did it. It's like a little thing you put sunglasses in. They just ripped it out of the hood of the car, or not the hood, the like roof of the car, and
Oh,
went away with it. I'm like, why? What was the point of that? Like,
I know, right? It was just like insult to injury. Like, let's get into this guy's car and just like, you know what? Let's
break
just
his pumpkin.
smack this thing off
Yeah, I know.
for funsies.
Oh, actually, no. They did steal. They did steal. I had a pair of jumper cables that were in there that they stole. But other than that, nothing. They even like I had other stuff like visible in that car, but it was weird.
And jumper cables, of all things.
Yeah,
I could have gotten into the hood of a car and, well,
I know. They could have stole my battery and stuff like that. Like they could have
yeah,
done.
that
They could have done
battery was
damage.
worth more money, right? Those things are
Exactly.
expensive.
Oh my god. Yeah, tell me about it. God, I didn't realize how expensive those things could be, even for an older car. Like my current car, it costed like $200 or something like that, or I think it might have been more for
Oh,
a battery. Um, and then my older car even is like 60 to 70 bucks. I'm like, what the hell, man? I don't even.
yeah, they're not cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had to replace mine over the years several times, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's not cheap.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Don't you like being an adult sometimes? Isn't it great? No, not
Mm.
really.
Yeah.
Ugh. How long have we been going? Oh, we've almost been going 2 hours. Holy crap!
Yeah.
It's been fun.
It's been a minute already.
It's been a minute. Yeah. Well, let me see. Did I have any other questions to ask here? I wrote down a little notebook. Questions for Rolo. Let's see. Meow 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 meow. Ask that. Ask that. Ask that. Ask that. Yep. 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 Nope. Nope. I don't have any more questions. Um, is there anything you wanted to talk about?
Um, I didn't come up with anything to be honest.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
I guess I could ask like what made you want to start a podcast and start streaming?
Ooh.
And why a hash brown?
Why a hash brown? Okay. I'll ask that. I mean, I'll answer that question. It's not really that big of a story. It's just literally like back when I had a different streaming kind of persona. I was a squirrel. Um, and
Oh,
like I just didn't feel like being that anymore. Uh, and one day, like it'd been years since I had streamed under this certain persona, I guess, and I decided to like make new usernames for everything and like start new and stuff. And oops, I bumped my mic. And like I was like, oh, what should I name? What would my name or username be? And I was like literally eating breakfast, and I just looked down. I'm like, I like hash browns. And yep, there it is.
hash brown it is.
Yep, and then hash brown was taken. And I was like, what can I end at the end of this? I'm like, oh, friend. Boom, hash brown friend. Yep.
Hash brown friend.
Mm-hmm.
It is unique. It
Yeah.
stands out
Yeah.
in the VTubing world. So,
Yeah.
like I told you about earlier, a literal talking bong
Bong.
was a
Yeah.
YouTuber. I should show you that actually, just so you can have a look.
Okay. Yeah. No problem.
Um, it's a tweet that went viral because someone was literally just a talking bong and it had character overlays. Like they're playing something. I think they're playing like Tekken, the new
Mm-hmm.
Tekken.
That's
And the
funny.
characters are green screened to show hot dogs and weed. It's funny. Here, I'll show you.
Okay.
Here's the link.
But oh yeah, and with your other questions, oh, what? This VTuber is a talking bot. Wow. They set their overlay so the game characters are textured with weed and hot dogs. What else is there to say? Weed. Interesting. That's pretty cool.
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
funny.
it is. It's
It's
definitely funny.
funny to me because Because, well, I used to be a really big stoner, so
Oh, really?
yeah,
Huh. That's cool.
not anymore.
I never
But
super got
mm,
into it. Um, I
I
tried.
was super into
Oh,
it.
that's funny.
Yeah,
I,
that
I
was a long time ago.
I tried
Mm.
once. Well, actually, no, a couple times with my brother, and his like roommate at the time, and like I almost never have a good experience every time I do it. I don't know why. Like the first time, I uh, I got way too high, like too like because I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
You
Um,
you got anxious, didn't you?
that too. I got my and my brother wasn't like teaching like relegating me on anything. He was just like, "Here, do this." And I was like, "Okay." And so one, I did it, and I started coughing, and then yeah, the anxiety thing kicked in, and then I threw up, and and then after
Yeah.
and then after that, I was okay, and I was like whatever, and then my brother's friend or roommate, I mean at the time was like, oh, you want to try the bong? I was like, okay, and then I was doing it, and they're like they're kind of telling me like, okay, do this, like, and then at the end do like the real fast, and then I was doing
Yeah.
it like doing the lighting and the bubbling and the whatever, I don't know the terminology and like I was doing
You were
it.
taking a hit.
Yeah, oh, there we go, there we go.
That's all.
And at one point I was watching them to like gauge what if I was doing like it right, and uh at one point all their eyes went wide, and then they're like, stop, 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 and I was like, oh, okay, that means I do it now, okay, and then I did it, and I did way too much, like again way too much.
too too big of a bong rip.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh wow, that was crazy. Yeah, good job." And then like 20 minutes later, I was so out of it.
You were just gone.
I was just laying on the floor, and like I was just like my brother would occasionally come up to me and be like, "Hey, you okay?" And I couldn't, like, I felt like I couldn't talk or else I would get sick. So I would just like lazily put a thumb up and be like, "Yeah, I'm good." That's that was like the thing.
Yeah.
And then when that went away a little bit, we went and got McDonald's, which is pretty cool. And then
Isn't food amazing after?
yeah, it's pretty good. And
It was,
then I was like, after that, I felt so shitty the next day. I didn't do it again for like years, and then
oh,
I used to work at the Grand Canyon, and my boss, um, he gave me an edible, uh, and he's like, and I asked him like how, or he gave me like the gummies, and I was like, how many of these do I take? And he's like, oh, I take two, and I was like,
too
oh,
much.
yeah, and I was like,
I
oh,
think he was
okay.
just messing with you.
Oh, really? Oh man.
I
I
think
didn't.
normally for edibles, gummies, they come, a single gummy is normally one serving.
Oh
So
boy.
one is enough,
Oh no.
especially for someone
Doesn't do it.
who's not used to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
So
took.
taking two, you literally took twice the amount
Oh my
you should
god.
have taken. Even one, even if your one was too much for you, because
Ugh.
like I said, you're not used to it, and you need to build a tolerance to be able to take that much. And
Oh yeah.
because you never had any edibles before, even one is too much for you.
Yeah. And so I took because he gave me four in total. And he's like, okay, I take two. I'm like, okay, I'll take two. So like I took two, and like the first time was fine because I instantly, like, I was watching a movie and like I felt it coming, and I was like, ooh, okay, and then I fell asleep, and I slept through the entire high. And I woke up and I was like, oh, well, and I was like mad at myself. I'm like, really? I'm like, I didn't even get to experience anything. So the next day I did it again, and I made sure I was gonna stay awake. I made cookies for some reason. I remember, uh, because I was like, oh, I bet these will taste good. And like the person that I was with at the time, was with me, and they weren't partaking. They were just like they wanted to see how I would be, uh, because I'm already like a chill person, and like how much
Yeah.
more chill can I get? Uh, so I was like sitting in this chair, and like I could just feel like it felt like I was just getting heavy. I was just like, ugh. And then I started to get like the anxiety thing, like, oh god, am I too high? And then I started getting nauseous again, and then uh the person that was with me, they're like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm just a little, like, I just gotta not think about how nauseous I am at the moment. They're like,
You psych yourself out
mm-hmm,
for sure.
yeah.
If you think about it too hard when you're high.
Yeah.
Um,
And then
Yeah.
the
Mm.
person's like, "Oh, you nauseous?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh," and then they started waving their hands in front of me, which made me worse. I was like, "Ugh," and then,
Mm.
and then
They're messing with you.
yeah, and then I got up out of the chair and like had to run, like I ran out the door for some reason, like even though I had a trash can near me, and I just kind of like puked, and then I was fine after that. But I was like, why did you do that?
To your friend? Or why did you run outside, you mean?
Oh, like, oh, I asked them like why were they waving their
Oh, why
hands
they
in
do
front of
it?
me?
Okay.
Yeah, but I've and then since then I've done it a couple times, but I know my limit is a half a gummy. That's it. You know,
Okay.
that's like the
Yeah.
enjoyable where I'm like, okay, this is fine. Yeah.
Good
Uh,
enough for you. Yeah. Everyone has different tolerances starting out. So, yeah.
trip sitter sounds booty. Yeah, they were a little bit booty. They were a significant other at the time. Uh, it was they were, that was
Oh,
not great
that
experiences.
makes it even worse.
Yeah. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. But I started the podcast to get to your your earlier questions. Um,
Mm.
just because I listened to so many of them, and I always thought it'd be cool to start one of my own. Um, and like I like as much as of a social anxious person I am, I do like talking to people. Like you know, um, like I have
Yeah.
the friends and like I think you're a super interesting person. So I like when I messaged you before, and I was like, oh, when you come on my thing, and and then
What were you expecting from me?
from
What were
you,
you expecting me to say? Yeah.
I don't know.
Out
I
of curiosity.
I don't know. I mean, I was hoping you would say yes. But I was fully
Were
expect.
you afraid I would say no or something or no thank you?
I wasn't afraid of it. Like I was kind of expecting it, but like I can take rejection, you know. But no,
Okay.
but like I was
Okay.
when we were talking about it, and then you're like, oh, like basically like, oh yeah, that might be fun to try. I'm like, oh, I'm like yeah, okay, friend. Yeah, I'm happy you did
Yeah, I
that.
thought it was an interesting idea.
Yeah,
So
yes,
I've never done something like this, so I'm just like, it might be fun. We'll see.
well, has it been fun? Huh?
It was fun, interesting, a lot of interesting topics.
That's
You
good.
know, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Uh, but oh yeah, what was your other question? Streaming thing, string.
Mm.
I think yeah, I think before I said like I kind of started to get over or to help get over my anxiety, but just I was like watching streamers and I was like I want to do that, like I play games, cool, and yeah, it just kind of ended up being this, and yeah.
Okay. It's you know, it's easy to get started.
Oh
Just do
yeah.
it for fun, even if you're not doing it for attention or anything or to get famous. It's just a fun thing in general to do, to get into. Yeah.
Mhm.
Just a little bit like a hobby where like, okay, let's set up a VTuber, let's set up an overlay, let's mess with OBS and
Mhm.
let's get a second monitor, let's get a third monitor now.
Oh, you have three
It's almost
monitors?
like a hobby and then all the streaming equipment too, like my mic arm and the mic and the
Mhm.
mic interface and then there's
Ooh.
a stream deck.
Oh, you're all
Uh,
decked out.
yeah, this is stuff I bought over the last few years. I didn't buy it all at
Oh, well,
once.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then the capture cards, and
Oh, yeah.
it's just a fun
That's the next
a
thing on my list.
journey. Just it's like a hobby almost. It's
Yeah.
just a lot of interesting things that you can get to make streaming fun, even though you don't need them, but
Mhm.
it makes it easier for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, was it repays? May I ask Rolo a question pertaining to the podcast topic? Uh,
And go for it.
yeah,
I
sure.
mean,
Yeah. Um,
however long it takes for them to for the video feed to reach them.
beam into your computer. But yeah, that's like the next thing on my list is a capture card. I've been wanting to really like go back and play some of my like older games, like some reason like recently I've been really itching to play Sly Cooper. Like, and I know there's like emulators and stuff
Mm.
like that, but I don't know. I just want to like play
The
my
funny thing about capture card, at least mine, is
uh
that I use them to capture my computer.
wait, what?
Yeah. So I have two computers. One of them is dedicated for streaming.
Whoa.
Because it takes a lot of the load off the gaming computer. Because streaming and gaming at the same time does actually affect your performance quite a lot.
Mhm.
Because your video card is doing all the encoding and it's playing a game at the same time.
Oh.
And streaming on its own is also using a lot of CPU power. Running OBS or even Streamlabs takes
Really?
a good portion of your CPU's usage.
Yeah, it's
But
interesting. Yeah, I had because
um, mm,
I only recently got a computer like back in like what I forget, maybe
oh, okay.
October, November, maybe. And
Mm,
like this is my first ever computer. Like before I was streaming on a console.
oh,
So I'm still learning
yeah.
computer. Like when
Um,
we're
for future reference,
oh
if do you game on your computer?
yeah
Okay. Um, um, if you ever notice any like performance dips, you're probably going to if you're streaming and playing games at the same time
mm-hmm.
and running other software. But what I did was move over all that stuff running all the software, including VTubing software and the capturing and OBS and everything. So my gaming computer only does gaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's outputting the video feed over to my capture card, which is plugged into my streaming computer,
Oh,
which doesn't need to be a powerful computer at all. Um, but doing that, I only pay like $100 for this computer, the streaming computer.
oh wow.
That's all it needs. Just a little, nothing too powerful, right? But it really helps the gaming performance quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was playing Fortnite, or I stream Fortnite,
Yeah.
and and that game is very CPU intensive. Streaming at the same time really destroys my frame rate, and
Oh,
doing this made it feel like I'm not streaming at all. It just made it way easier for me.
well, that's cool.
It's something a lot of streamers do actually. Unless you have a very powerful computer, then you might not need to. But
I think my
mm,
computer might be okay. I've never had a problem yet, but that's it's a funny story behind my computer also where um I bought this. It's a pre-built because I don't know of the first thing
oh,
about
mm,
building computers and all that stuff.
yeah,
So I was like, why not? Like I'll sink some money into a pre-built, and like I got it. I got one, and I was like, awesome, this is great. And like it was it was kind of messed up from the get. Like either like the shipping got screwed up because like the way it was shipped, they put like like those expanding, like you I forget what they call it. It's like packing stuff where it expands and like molds to a thing, you know.
like the
Uh,
foam, right?
yeah, and
Expanding foam
they put that in the computer, and it
to
expanded.
protect the video card.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it it was so stuck in there that when I got it out, it like yanked stuff with it, like stuff off of the board, like the motherboard and stuff like
oh
that.
no.
And I contacted them. I was like, hey, and so they're like, and they're nice about it. They're like, okay, well, send it back and we'll, fix it and we'll send it back to you. I was like, cool. And so that happened, and they sent me it back again. And I was like, cool, okay, nothing fell out when I when I unpacked it this time. Um, and then it would get like the computer would completely freeze on the most random things. Like it would play, like I would play Baldur's Gate, and like I would play it completely fine, no problems whatsoever. But then I would go on Steam and I'd open up, their little point shop or whatever, and it would completely freeze on the
Yeah.
point shop. I don't know why.
Oh.
Like, and like and it would freeze on the weirdest, like strangest stuff out of nowhere. And so I contacted them again, and like they had me do all these tests and blah blah blah, and like what's it called? Eventually, they're like, okay, fine, send it back. And so I did, and they sent it back, and then it was like literally the same thing again. So, and then I sent it back like a third time, and I think they got so sick of me because they ended up just like upgrading because they my what do they call it, video card or what it's called, the graphics card. I don't know.
Mm, mm, yeah.
It was like it was like when they first sent it to me, it was like a step below like the newest one, and then when they sent it back to me the last time, they just gave me like the best,
A brand new one.
like the best
Yeah,
like
a new
whatever
new one.
brand, yeah. And I was like, oh
How
okay.
much did you pay for it?
How much am I paying for this? I think it was like 1,000 or something like that, like
Oh,
altogether.
okay.
And and they didn't even like upcharge me for the new thing. So
And you just wanted it over with.
yeah, they're just like, I'm sick of this guy. And ever since then, like I stream and I game at the same time, and there's no problem.
Okay.
Um,
If you have no issues, then it's fine.
I mean, other than like my internet's that the greatest sometimes, but that's
Oh,
I can't really do much about that, honestly.
yeah.
Reap got back to
Yeah,
the
Hayes
question.
has the question ready.
Yeah, would you? Oh, this is to you, I guess. Would you
Oh,
ever?
would you yourself ever make a podcast or join
Ooh.
another one? And do you, Hash Brown, how often do you plan to stream this podcast?
Huh.
Um, would I don't know if I do a podcast. I don't know what to talk about
Mm-hmm.
or how to be like how to interview people or I'd rather be the one being interviewed or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I want to focus more on the things I do on stream already. So I feel like I have a lot of work to do there, a lot of room to
Mm-hmm.
improve. So for now, probably not.
That's cool.
And I guess you can answer the next part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, the plan for me streaming, I do intend to make this a regular thing. But that just depends on um, just like whether or not I feel like it. I was thinking of making it like maybe bi-weekly or weekly, depending on if I have like a guest or something. Um, because I don't know, I don't know how interesting I would be just on my own, talking to nobody without like some kind of game happening. So I don't know if people would be interested in that.
Exactly for me too.
Yeah.
I don't think I can go on and on about different subjects. I would run out of things to talk about.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Then I would spend too much time like in the week trying to think of things that I can think of or talk about on the podcast by myself, and I'd be like, toast is cool, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
That would essentially what it
Yeah, I
be.
don't have that many things to talk about either. In my stream at least, I struggle with keeping conversations going or coming up with anecdotes to talk about, and um, I let the chat help me out with that by letting them
Mm-hmm.
ask questions, and they'll bring up certain things and we talk about them, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the chat is very helpful to keep me, keeping me going
Mm-hmm.
so that the stream isn't too quiet.
I get you. Oh, Hayes had another question. How did you get Rolo's 3D avatar to appear on your stream, Ashman? Oh boy, yeah, that was a little bit of a struggle. I mean, what's it called? It was mostly
A little
me.
bit, it's just figuring out how to crop it and stuff, but it's really
Yeah,
just a video call
yeah.
on Discord.
Green
I'm using
screen. Yeah.
OBS and I'm using it as a virtual camera. So I have my avatar in OBS with a green screen on the back, and
Mm-hmm.
and then Hash Brown is capturing or taking that video feed on Discord
Mm-hmm.
and adding it to OBS on their end, and doing the whole chroma key thing to filter out the green screen.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, you explained it way better
yeah,
than I
OBS
probably could
virtual.
have. uh, because the entire time, Rolo was just like, "Okay, yeah, do this." And I'm like, "Huh?" And they're like, "No, at the bottom of the right of the screen." I'm like, "What?" And then I
I
remember,
wasn't. I wasn't. I'm not very good at giving instructions, so that was partially my fault.
oh no, you're fine. I think I'm partially bad at following instructions. So,
Oh,
that was funny though. Well, at least we got it working. It's pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good for future podcasts if you
Yeah.
want to do it with other people, figure out
Yeah.
how to
Yeah.
set that
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we've been going for 2 hours. I suppose I can wrap it up here. I wasn't expecting to go this long, to be honest. Um,
Yeah, I probably do need to be going soon, so
Okay, that's
I
fine.
think it's a good place
Yeah,
to conclude things, right?
yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming on. I super appreciate you.
Yeah, it was fun.
I had a
I enjoyed
yeah.
it.
What was that?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I
Oh
said,
yeah, yeah, me too.
yeah, it was
Sorry.
fun. It was fun.
Yeah,
It's all good.
yeah. What's it called? And if you ever want to come back, you're always welcome. What's it called?
Yeah,
We have to wait
maybe
some
sometime in
time.
the future we'll see.
Yeah,
It might be fun, and I hope you find more people to do them with too.
yeah. I mean, I have like a list of people that are uh interested, so I think it should be fine.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the podcast, Hash Brown and Rolo. No problem.
Yeah,
Thanks everyone
it
for
was fun.
showing
Thanks
up.
for. Yeah, I did post it on my Twitter too, just in case anyone was interested in seeing what was up. So,
Yeah, I saw that, and I see. Yeah, a lot of your community has has showed up, and yeah, it looks like a lot of people have followed
and
me
I
too.
posted on my server too, so that
Yeah,
probably helped bring in some people.
yeah. Thanks. Thanks to your community for coming around and being so nice. Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah. Uh, Thanks for the follows, everybody. Thanks, Sleeper. Thanks, Capper. Thanks, Ogber. I don't know how to say that word. Tokskabai, Astazan, Divruth, Big Kikevo. Sorry, all these names I'm really bad at saying. But thanks,
There
everybody,
are
for
people from
following.
my server. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've probably seen you guys all around, and you've probably seen me. You've seen me get eaten multiple times.
Yeah, you all know Hash Brown.
Yeah, you guys know me.
Brief existence every time they pop up in the server.
Yeah, hello. Oh, and then I'm gone until the next time
I'm
they say hello.
gone.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much, Rolo. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
thanks for having me. It
appreciate
was
you.
fun.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna end the call then.
Alrighty.
All right. Have a good
I'll
night.
see you around
Yeah.
then.
Oh yeah, you'll see me. I'll see you. All that good stuff.
Alrighty.
Bye.
See ya. See ya.
Ooh. All right. That was so fun. Uh, what's it called? Yeah. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me. What time is it? 10:12. Have a good night, everyone. Yeah, you guys have a good night. If you guys want to stick around, you're more than welcome to. I don't know if, well, actually, oh, do you guys want to raid with me? I've never had this many people, with me to like raid somebody. Oh, oh, oh. How does that sound? Honestly, I'm pretty tired. Oh, first time chat. Oh, hi Rolo. Wow, it's like we just talked. I don't know. Let me. Who you rating? Let's see. Oh, I have my friend Bunny Peep is streaming right now. They're a good friend of mine. They're currently doing a subathon uh to get a new computer because this whole time they've been VTubing from a gaming laptop and it's dying. Uh apparently. What message should we all send to get there? Well, frick, I don't know. I've never really thought of raid messages before. I don't know, just me. I'm just gonna say hi, bunny, over and over again. How about that? Let me do this, and I will boop 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 boop. Boop. Okay, yeah, just say that. Just say that. How about that? Okay, raid. Let's see. Peep. Okay, we're gonna raid. Yippee! And thanks so much again for everybody to coming. What? Everybody coming around. And thanks for all the follows. I super appreciate you guys. It's greatly appreciated. And thank again to Rolo. Yeah, very cool, very nice. Thank you for the hydrate. I will do that real quick. 22 viewers are ready to raid Bunny Peep now. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit. Um. All right. No, looks like 22 is what we're going to send. That's awesome. Oh, I've never raided with this many people. Okay. All right, it's go time. We're going to go. Looking forward to the next stream podcast. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. Bye-bye. Good night.